There is so much we can do now that your help and God's providence have given us the new Shepherd's House, right here on Spring Street in Mount Airy, beside our familiar Helping Hands building, where we've been for 20 years.
Thank you so much for coming to learn a little bit more about the Shepherd's House and Helping Hands. We are a prevention, diversion, and restoration ministry who work hand in hand providing wraparound services to folks in crisis.
To say that our grand opening was an answer to prayer would be an understatement. After the pandemic and financial challenges, faith was rewarded when our doors opened in January 2022.
Hello, the Shepherd's House.
The Shepherd's House now is big, 64 beds, 4 times what we had, 4 times the opportunity to work for the Lord. There are many stories here, and Destiny's is one of them.
What brought me to the Shepherd's House was a court case that started with my newborn son. I needed to come to the Shepherd's House to protect my recovery and to not live in a house full of active users. The Shepherd's House took me in 5 p.m. on a Friday, did my intake right then, even though it was inconvenient. And then that's whenever the ball started rolling. It was time for me to start getting my life together. A case plan with the Shepherd's House as well as DSS in order to get custody back of my son Abel. And then after about 4 months, we were overjoyed to find out that my son was able to come stay with me and continue the journey at the Shepherd's House. So after 4 months, I got trial home placement. After 5 months, we finally found the perfect place for us, and it was time for us to flee the coop.
Destiny and Abel have their own home, but she's back at Shepherd's House, recruited to work here.
I was still a waitress. I was tutoring. The last director called me and she said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Well, the pandemic just happened. You know, I don't know how long that restaurants and schools are going to be open." She said, "I need somebody to work weekends. Can you do that for me?" And the more that I worked with the Shepherd's House, the more I felt pulled in to doing this. And you just can't convince me that there's anything else that I should be doing other than case managing for the clients here.
So how are people admitted here? Our front door is welcoming, but homeless people first arriving start at the back and outside.
They are met by a staff member here at our decam building. This building is where their belongings will go. This building gets up to 300 degrees, kills all bed bugs, and disinfects anything that they have.
Inside in the decontamination bathroom, each client gets a good wash and something to wear till their clothes are clean. We have more paperwork than you might expect, so we can protect everyone and keep track of everybody and everything.
This is a typical 6-bedroom room here at the Shepherd's House. We typically house 6 ladies in a room this size. Each bed has a tote that they get upon arrival that has their linen and bedding in it, as well as a pillow and a toiletry box. Each bed has a number coordinating locker. Each person will have the locker and the tote goes under their bed for their belongings.
Our washrooms are pleasant and new and shared by up to 10 residents. There is a laundry for clients as well. Cooking and cleaning is done by clients. Tonight's dinner is tacos. It's important to keep families together, all in one. Baby Georgia seems to love her time living here with Mom, and Mom can go out to work.
I'm an order packer, so I go and scan the items, put them in the box, and I make $14 an hour. So as a single mom, that's good for me.
Men with children can live here too. Shane and his son have been with us 3 months, and he's picked up a job.
The lady who lived here right when I came got a job for Y Betty, and she's the one that took my application over for me. So now we both drive for them, and she still comes and cooks on the weekends for us. So.
These ladies employed by Surry County help prepare clients for work, despite criminal records and addiction.
What Shepherd's House means to me is second chances.
These individuals here at the house have a humble heart. I will bend over backwards to help them find a job.
And there are many employers who value the work our clients can do.
We used to work with a temp agency, Shepherd's House. They are sending us people that are ready to work.
I had a wonderful antique shop downtown.
I was 15 years management retail.
And we both came to the Shepherd's House because we love it.
We are in Mount Airy, but by no means just Mount Airy.
Even in an idyllic community like Mayberry, there are problems. Hunger and homelessness are real issues that exist. We're serving King, Pinnacle, Pilot Mountain, Yadkinville, and Hamptonville, and we're doing an excellent job taking care of the issues that are existing in those communities with your help.
Our White House on the corner, home for 20 years, is home to our helping hands. People who need can come and get food at any time, but the best time is when fresh produce arrives. People will call and make appointments to get food bags with fresh food, handed out per appointment in our parking lot right here on Rockford Street. Challenges? Of course. For one thing, our big new Shepherd's House means our operating budget has increased substantially. Also, we're seeking new ways to help single men. You often see men in need among us, and we must help those the Lord sends our way. And a few words about one other challenge.
All of our clients here are homeless, and mostly it's due to mental health issues.
What we see is anxiety, depression, PTSD, schizophrenia, and bipolar.
Because we serve rural areas, it's hard to find health care providers like they have in the bigger cities.
Getting treated for a medical thing such as breaking your arm is a lot easier than getting treated for a mental health thing such as being bipolar.
Not having any insurance or the wrong kind of insurance is the biggest problem that we have here.
Before we go, we'd like you to meet Betty Snow and hear a little bit of her incredible story.
On my third marriage, my husband started using methamphetamines, and he became very abusive and tried to kill me on several different occasions. Then our house burnt, and we had went to Walmart. He went to Walmart, and I went to the shoe store right beside Walmart. And when I went to Walmart to pick him up, he never come out. When I finally got a rental place, he kept coming to where I was at, running me from my home and being abusive. He'd steal my vehicle. I lost the rental place, and I started to use drugs. Lost my whole identity. You know, I ended up not having a license, a birth certificate, a social security card. Hard to do anything without those things that you have to have, or a place to lay your head or even bathe your body. And then I found myself sleeping in the woods in tent, me and my dog. And then the last resort, I was sleeping in the church parking lot behind the church.
Betty has a full-time job now, a trusted employee at Goodwill. She found not just shelter, but her recovery program at Shepherd's House,
where I found shelter and the help with all my needs. Supplied transportation to get the things that I needed, to be able to get a job, to try to better myself and get a home. Means for my dog to be sheltered. Went in there thinking my dog was going to go be rescued out, but one of the employees at the shelter actually made arrangements with a lady, local lady, great lady that does the animal rescue and adoption. And I'm pretty sure it was in plan the whole time, but they kept my dog till I was able to get on my feet and I was able to get a job because of the people at the shelter.
And Betty has a home again and a place to be with her dog.
I would like everyone to know the Shepherd's House is a wonderful place. The employees care. It's not about a job. They actually care about what they're doing. They care about you.
The work here has only just begun, and it can only continue through your support, whether that be financial or whether that be through your service. Every bit that you pour into our agencies creates an opportunity for a family or an individual to change their life completely. We are here to restore. We are here to prevent crisis from continuing. And we thank you so much for every bit of your contribution that has allowed us to do that very important work.